Welcome to Crochet HD. I'm your host, Jackie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. I consider you a one-hit wonder. I am so glad that you're here. If you are a repeat offender, a member of the GlamFam, I normally make a reference to an old commercial from the 70s or 80s, and right this second I am drawing a blank. So insert your own commercial reference here. Y'all, today is a Chit-Chat Cafe. We chit, we chat, and we crochet. I'm actually working on a swatch, not for anything in particular. I have just been so ready to delve into the yarn that I got from Tyler from Arcane Fiberworks. And since I had to, y'all remember this, right? I'm trying really, really hard to make sure I don't cut into any of the loveliness.
Oh no.
So since I had to rescue that skein of yarn, I went ahead and caked it up. And in case you're curious, let me see. I can show you. Oops. Well, I started. Ugh. So the cut ends were toward the outside of the skein. I think I'm saying that right. So they were part of the last parts to be wound up. But anyway, I'm planning to make something with this skein first, and I'm playing around with two possibilities. I'm not sure if I want to do a traditional crochet project with it or a Tunisian crochet project with it. So I am just going to make a swatch. I'm starting with a traditional crochet swatch, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'll do some half double crochets for X number of stitches and then decide from there. Let's get into some, I'm going to call this, we are spilling the tea. Yes, it is the Chit-Chat Cafe. So technically that is what I do here. I tried to take notes of what I wanted to complain about so that I didn't go too off course. I shouldn't say complain. Things that I have noticed. How's that? Hot takes, that's what they call it. But I like tea because I love tea and crochet. It's a great combination. The first thing, have y'all seen this pattern? It is a knitting pattern. I'm not going to name it because I can't remember the name of it, but it essentially, it looks like, let me see. So like imagine this is one, it looks like a poncho. Yes, it looks like a poncho, but it has no armholes.
What?
So, you know, you're walking around with this thing like this, but it's not, you know, it's, yeah. So you have to, you can't like raise your hand to volunteer for anything. You can't really hold anything unless it's like your dinosaur arm. It's a pattern, and it's a very popular pattern, and more than one designer has created this kind of pattern. And all I keep thinking is wear this if you're the kind of person that has nothing else to do, because you can't raise your arms because the whole thing will just, like, you know, flop up in your face. You can't, nah, and I don't understand. It's like a little bit like a straight jacket, kind of. I just don't understand it. I had to take it off because the heat came on. Okay, so anyway, that's the first thing. And, you know, if I can find, I don't understand, I just don't understand the concept of wearing something that requires you to keep your arms down. Yeah, if it had armholes, that would make more sense, because then you can still, you know, shake hands. But with this, it's like, it's forcing you to keep your arms. And I know you can't even see me because but you're just like, you know, this is how you do, because the whole thing covers everything from like your elbows up to your neck. And it's like high on the neck. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Crochet project photos. What am I talking about?
A few moments later.
On my community tab, I asked for unpopular crochet opinions, and y'all have done a very good job of sharing some of those unpopular crochet opinions. And one that I am going to talk about right now is, what was it? Oh, that, wait a minute, how is it? That crocheting, no, let me get it right. Oh my gosh. You can only knit with good yarn. Crocheting is for the less good yarn. Now this kind of goes along with another thought. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was in a live with another, it was another YouTuber that was doing a live or whatever. And people were asking questions about starting a YouTube channel. And one thing that she said, and it has stuck in my head for so long, that in order to be a successful yarn YouTuber, you had to do tutorials. Every single time I sit down to film a video, I hear those words. And let me tell you, that bothered me because if, and you know what? She may be very correct. I don't know. But I feel like if 70% of the crochet YouTube channels that are in existence are doing tutorials, why do I? Now, I'll do a tutorial for a pattern that I've designed. I don't have a problem doing that, but I don't like, I'm trying really hard, like, to get the words to come out. Not every channel needs to have the same content, because what would be the purpose of having multiple channels if they're all doing the same thing? Yes, we all have different personalities, but it's like this. If you want to learn how to crochet, go and visit these channels here, right? Once you have learned crochet, come and talk to me. We'll hang out and I will talk to you about things like you can use this kind of yarn. Just because you're a crocheter doesn't mean that you only have to use the worst yarn available. There are gorgeous, gorgeous patterns, from blankets to bathing suits, that are crocheted. And the reason why you would probably use an inexpensive yarn to make a blanket is because you need so much of it. And, you know, for a blanket, you don't, I would use, you know, just, I don't like Red Heart Super Saver, so I'm not going to use that. But let me just say, Big Twist from Joanne, I really like that yarn. Craft Smart from Michaels, I like that. So if I'm going to make a blanket, I would use one of those kind of yarns because it is a large project. You need a lot of yardage. And because it's a blanket, it's not going to get used all the time. So it will last, right? So yes, I would do that. But crocheting doesn't mean only blankets. Crocheting doesn't mean only granny squares. I want, I look back mentally at the very first video that I made, and people had asked me, like, what is the reason why I wanted to start my own channel? And it's less about teaching somebody to crochet and more about elevating crochet. When hosting the Shalalalong, I wanted to see all of the beautiful oh goodness, all the beautiful takes on shawls. And I saw some amazing shawls. And there are so many shawl patterns. And even if we had all made the same shawl pattern, it would have all looked different because everybody brings something special to the table. You didn't have to learn, I didn't have to teach you how to crochet a shawl. I'm trying to inspire and encourage you to crochet a shawl. In the summer, when Linan and I had the Tanks and Teas make along, it was to encourage people who may only make blankets, who may only make slippers or amigurumi or anything like that, to make something wearable, because a lot of us, and I know we are all at different stages in that, you know, I learned to crochet in the 80s. Some people learned to crochet, you know, 5 years ago. And the dynamic just between me when I learned and learning 5 years ago, it's different. But we still may have only always been told we have to stay in this lane. And we can only, you know, every now and again we might be able to look over, but we're not allowed to touch, we're not allowed to go over there. If we want to make clothes, we have to learn how to knit. And then I have seen that some people, when they learn to knit, after they start crochet, or after they've been crocheting, they kind of go away from crochet altogether and become full-time knitters. Nothing wrong with that. But I feel like if you tell people that, it makes it seem like crochet is less than. Whew. I did kind of go off on a tangent. I'm trying to remember where I was going with this.
Later.
To be a successful yarn tuber, you have to do tutorials. I love crochet. I love seeing what a hook can do. I don't want anybody to tell me that I can't, or make me feel like, you know, I'm not important because I crochet, or I'm not allowed to use fancy schmancy yarn. I'm sitting over here with some Arcane Fiberworks yarn, and I'm doing it, right? I am using the good yarn. I am going to make something gorgeous. I can make something gorgeous with not as good yarn. And I say not as good just because this is, you know, from a big box store and I bought it on clearance. Oh, shudder. Come on. I'm currently making some changes in my stash, just because, you know, again, I'm constantly learning what I like and what I don't like. It just reminds me of, you know, going into the local yarn shop and, you know, that whole experience there. I don't like that somebody's telling me what I have to do for my craft. And if that means that it's going to take a long time for my channel to grow, then I guess that's just what it is. But the GlamFamers that are here, you know, my subscribers, I love y'all. I'm so glad that you're here. More than you know, probably. You know, I had mentioned, and I have mentioned, you know, sporadically about, you know, what I used to do before I started doing YouTube, and just it's definitely helped me mentally. I do have bad days. It's nice knowing that y'all are here. All right, I messed up because I forgot what I was doing. But you know what? This yarn is yummy. This is the second test. You know, I got my stages of judging a yarn. The squish is out of this world. And just the feel, the rub, which is the feel of the yarn across my fingers. It's not gross, it's not icky. It's nice and smooth. I am using a, what is this? This is a 3.5. This is a 4mm hook. And it is fingering weight. Normally you use a smaller hook, but I got big hands. I don't like smaller hooks. I don't know what I'm saying now. I'm just talking. Anyway, so I rambled. I don't know if I said anything. Thanks for listening. Other thing. Oh, I want to definitely stop to say thank you to any and all who have donated to my Ko-fi or Ko-fi account. It's not required, but it's absolutely appreciated when you can donate, you know, just whatever. And you can do it monthly, or, you know, it's like a automatic thing, or you can just make a one-time donation. Either way, it's appreciated. The link is always in my description box, but I also put like I'll put it right here, because what am I trying to say? The address, it's right here. That's what I say. I've talked for long enough. The next video, I hope, I did partake in some Black Friday sales. It's Lynn-Ann's fault. Oh wait, and you know what? It's also, let me think, who else am I blaming? Diane from My Pink Bathtub Knits. I'm blaming her. I got people to blame. I'm just right here. And you know who you are, and you know why. I think I have like 5. I think I may have ordered from 5 places. It wasn't my fault. Oh yeah. And I got some more Arcane Fiberworks yarn coming. But that was necessary. Y'all will understand later on. This is all I managed to achieve during our chit-chat session. Our chit-chat session. But so far, and this is just, I'm doing the foundation double crochet. If y'all have not started doing foundation stitches instead of a starting chain, this is the coolest thing ever. I want to do it literally for everything. You start with a chain. Okay, so I'm doing foundation double crochets. So you start with a chain of 3. Yes. I'm not going to take this out because I've worked too hard to get here. I'm just kidding. Okay. Anyway, so you do your yarn over. Nope. This is not going to work. Yarn over. Nope. I can't do it. I have to get the equipment to do the overhead light thing. That's foundation double crochets or foundation stitches. If I find a video, I will link it down in the description box so that you can find it. Foundation stitches save you time, and the coolest part is because the chain and the first row stitch is done simultaneously, it gives you more stretch, which is even greater. So if y'all don't know about it, please just do. You'll be so much happier. Okay. What else, Jackie? That's it. Say bye, Hetty. All right. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like, make a comment, leave a comment below, and we can chat. Have y'all seen those weird patterns that I'm talking about? There's another. I'm not gonna. If you want to stick around, and become a member of this chaos, a member of the GlamFam, all you have to do is click that subscribe button. And don't forget to rock that notification bell. Until next time, I've been Jackie.